Hello friends, I'm Gina and I'm your trainer for the session today. Welcome to another session on grammar. I'm sure you're having loads of fun on our sessions. Well, we'll have some more fun today, learning about conjunctions. That's right. Today we are going to learn about conjunctions. When we say, my brother is well, my sister is unwell, can we join these two sentences together and say, my brother is well, but my sister is unwell? Are you and your friend studying well? Do you understand the usage of joining words or sentences together? It makes life more simpler when we join two sentences together and say it in one complete sentence which makes sense. For example, I'll give you another example. Neither you nor your friend will miss the class today. I could have also said this sentence as, your friend is not going to miss the class and you will also not miss the class. Either ways, it would have been correct. Did you notice I used two conjunctions and joined the same sentence together? Well, I'm sure you've understood what I'm trying to tell you. Let us understand what are conjunctions. Conjunctions are words which join words, groups of words or sentences together. There are various types of conjunctions. Let us understand in our session today the different types of conjunctions. Well, they are coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions and correlative conjunctions. There are these three types of conjunctions which we use. Let us see which conjunctions are these. First category was coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions join two clauses of equal rank, meaning of equal importance. Have you heard of fanboys? Well, fanboys is nothing but conjunctions which are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Have you used them earlier? Have you ever used them? He will definitely get the job, for his father is in the company already. I went there, but I did not get the job. She and her friend are visiting me today. I'm sure you've already constructed sentences and learnt about conjunctions in school. But it is very important for us to understand how and where to use them. This is what we're going to do today. Common coordinating conjunctions are and, but, and, or. Three common coordinating conjunctions that we use in our daily lives are very important. And you must understand why and where do we use them. Let us see how do we use and. First, we use and to suggest that one idea follows another. I'll repeat, and is used to suggest that one idea follows another. Example, Sita sent in her application is one idea. Second idea was she waited by the phone for the response. So we can join the two sentences to say Sita sent in her application and waited by the phone for a response. Have you understood the first concept? To suggest that one idea follows another. Next, and is also used to suggest that one idea is the result of another. Let me give you an example. Aman heard the weather report is one idea, and because of that he heard the weather report, and because of that he did something, that is, promptly boarded his bus. When we join these two sentences together, which is a result, one sentence is the result of another. So much to say, Aman heard the weather report and promptly boarded the bus. One idea is the result of another. Third, why is and used? It is used to suggest that one idea is in contrast to another. Contrast, different, totally different. I'll give you an example. Aman is brilliant and Shalu has a pleasant personality. Both these people have a contrast to their personality. One is brilliant and the other has a pleasant personality. So when we join these two traits of their characteristics, we say Aman is brilliant and Shalu has a pleasant personality. So have you understood these three reasons why and where and is used? Good. Let us go on. Fourth reason wherein and is used is to suggest an element of surprise. Bangalore is a rich city. Bangalore is a rich city and suffers from many symptoms of urban blight. Blight, let me tell you, is torment, torture, and urban blight is because of urbanization of the city. There is a lot of problems that are being faced in the city. So if we say Bangalore is a rich city and suffers from many symptoms of urban blight, the second half of the sentence is quite a surprise. If you say Bangalore is a rich city, we do not expect that there would be total chaos or there would be any problem in that city. But here when we use and say and suffers from many symptoms of urban blight, it is an element of surprise for us. Next, another last usage of and is to suggest a kind of comment on the first clause. Comment on the first clause. Let me give you an example to make it very clear to you. Ashok started topping in his exams and that surprised no one who knew him. The latter half of the sentence is a comment. He has started topping his exams. That surprises no one because they must have known him well. So it is a comment on the first clause. He started topping and that surprised no one who knew him. So have you understood the usage of and, a coordinating conjunction? Good. Shall we move on? Next is the use of but. Like we understood the usage of and, where and how it was used, we will similarly understand where is but to be used. First, it is used to suggest a contrast that is unexpected. A contrast that is unexpected in light of the first clause. To suggest a contrast that is unexpected in the light of the first clause. Let me give you the example. Joe lost a fortune in the business, but he still seems to be able to live quite comfortably. Do you see the contrast? He has lost his fortune and still lives in luxury. That's amazing. I wish we could all live in luxury. Yet, this word but joins the sentences together and is used to suggest a contrast that is unexpected in light of the first clause. Next, but is also used to suggest in an affirmative sense what the first part of the sentence implied in a negative way. I'll repeat this. Understand each word. To suggest in an affirmative sense what the first part of the sentence implied in a negative way. So, first let us see the first part of the sentence, which, as it says, is implied in a negative way. The club never invested foolishly. The club never invested foolishly, but used the services of an investment counselor. But used the services of an investment counselor. The second part of the sentence is in affirmative sense, meaning not wasting its money, but has used that money for the services of an investment counselor. Third, but is also used to connect two ideas with the exception of. With the exception of. Do you get that? Well, I'll tell you a sentence and I'm sure you'll understand. Everybody but Rahul is trying out for the team. Everybody but Rahul is trying out for the team. Understand the idea here. The two ideas are everybody, Rahul, and the meaning of the exception of is but Rahul. Here we are not talking of everybody, but we are also talking of Rahul. So, everybody but Rahul is trying out for the team. Another usage of a coordinating conjunction is or. Or is used to suggest that only one possibility can be realized, excluding one or the other. It is to suggest that only one possibility can be realized. Example, you can study hard for this exam or you can fail. Do you understand? To suggest one possibility. There is no other possibility, no other getting away from exams. I am sure you and I, we all want to get away from exams. But this example says it all. Suggesting that there is only one possibility. You can study hard for this exam or you can fail. Second, to suggest the inclusive combination of alternatives. Here we include some alternatives. Earlier we did not give any option. If I tell you a sentence which will make it very clear to you, we can bake chicken in the oven tonight or we can eat leftovers. Here there is a combination of alternatives. Either it is one, that is chicken, or you could eat the rest of the leftovers. Or is also used to suggest a restatement or correction of the first part of the sentence. There are no rattlesnakes in these caves, or so our guide would have told us. This sentence says, if you've noticed, there is a correction in the sentence. A restatement which comes in as a correction to the first part of the sentence. The first part of the sentence says that there are rattlesnakes in the cave. That is an expectation. they expect rattlesnakes in the caves. However, the word or, the coordinating conjunction or, makes the sentence correct by saying, or so our guide would have told us. Had there been snakes, the guide would have told us, correcting the first part of the sentence. Next, or is also used to suggest a negative condition. For example, the New Delhi state motto is rather grim, which is live free or die, give me your money or die, part with your money or die. These sentences suggest a negative condition. Or is used here to suggest a negative condition. Lastly, to suggest a negative alternative, or is also used. They must approve his political style, or they wouldn't keep electing him mayor. They must approve his political style, or they wouldn't keep electing him mayor. Or is used here as a negative alternative. If, that is to say, if they don't approve of his style, they wouldn't elect him again, or they wouldn't keep electing him mayor. Now, does that make it very clear to you? Good. I'm glad you're following everything. I'm sure you are a bunch of clever children. Let us see some other coordinating conjunctions. For example, nor. He is neither sane nor brilliant. He is neither sane nor brilliant. That is neither what I said nor what I meant. Do you see? If I have to break these sentences into two, what I would say would be, he is neither sane, he is neither brilliant, which doesn't make sense. It is better to say he is neither sane nor brilliant, because there is a comparison being made here. That is neither what I said nor what I meant. This is not what I said and this is not what I mean. It is better to say this is neither what I said nor what I meant. These nor is always used with neither. Another coordinating conjunction is yet. Rajesh plays basketball well, yet his favorite sport is badminton. Yet gives an option that he plays basketball well, however, his favorite sport is badminton. The visitors complained loudly about the heat, yet they continued to play golf every day. That means nothing deterred them from playing golf. Another coordinating conjunction is for. Let me give you an example and also tell you why for is used. For introduces the reason for the preceding clause. For, as a coordinating conjunction, introduces the reason for the preceding clause. For example, Rahul thought he had a good chance. Rahul thought he had a good chance. That's the preceding clause. To get the job, for his father was on the company's board of trustees. I'll repeat. Rahul thought he had a good chance to get the job, which is the first clause, and the reason for this is for his father was on the company's board of trustees. Do you understand how and where for is used? To introduce a reason for the preceding clause. Most of the visitors were happy just sitting outside. Most of the visitors were happy just sitting around in the shade, for it had been a long dusty journey on train. Do you understand the preceding clause here? Most of the visitors were happy just sitting around in the shade, and the reason was for it had been long dusty journey on train. So these two examples very clearly tell us that for introduces the reason for the preceding clause. Another coordinating conjunction is so. So is used to connect two independent clauses. Let me give you an example to make it easier. Sunil is not the only Olympic athlete in his family. So are his brothers, sisters, and his uncle Ashok. Here, so joins two independent clauses. Sunil is not the only Olympic athlete in his family. So are his brother, sister, and uncle Ashok. Another coordinating conjunction is than. Why is than used? Than is used to make comparisons. He is taller and somewhat more handsome than I. Well, I'd like to change the sentence to she is taller and somewhat more beautiful than I. I'm sure this makes a lot of sense to you. When I'm making a comparison with myself and another girl who's taller and more beautiful than I am. You can play better than he. Again, than is again used here to make a comparison. You can play better than me. The next category of conjunctions is subordinating conjunctions. The subordinating conjunction, as I may say, joins a clause to another on which it depends for its full meaning. It establishes the relationship between the dependent clause and the rest of the sentence. Let us see how. Common subordinating conjunctions are after, although, as if, as long as, even if, rather than, that, whenever, whereas, and so on. You have all these in your workbook. Let us see how do we use them. Let me give you the first example. He took to the stage as though he had been preparing for this moment all his life. Now, if we go back to the explanation of a subordinating conjunction, which was it joins a clause to another on which it depends for its full meaning. Let us see. If I say he took to the stage and he had been preparing for this moment all his life, it would be better to say he took to stage as though he had been preparing for this moment all his life. I'm sure you've got it now. Let me give you another example. Because he loved acting, he refused to give up his dream of being in the movies. Because he loved acting. The subordinating conjunction because is reasoning as to why he wanted to join the movies, because he loved acting. Another example. Unless we act now, all is lost. Unless we act now, all is lost. Unless is again giving a reason for acting now. Otherwise, all will be lost. Have you understood these subordinating conjunctions? Good. We shall be doing a lot of exercises in a little while. Let us also understand the third category, which is correlative conjunctions. The word correlate as it is tells you that you are here making a comparison or combining or joining two things. Correlative conjunctions are conjunctions which combine with the other words to form what are called correlative conjunctions. They travel in pairs, joining various sentence elements. Let us see which are these common correlative conjunctions. For example, both and, not only but also, not but, either or, neither nor, whether or, as. Let us see how we can use these correlative conjunctions. She led the team not only in statistics but also by virtue of her enthusiasm. Here, not only and but also are used together in one sentence. Have you noticed the correlative conjunctions here? Not only but also. These two words together form one correlative conjunction. She led the team not only in statistics but also by virtue of her enthusiasm. Polonus said, "Neither a borrower nor a lender be." Whether you win this race or lose it doesn't matter as long as you do your best. Have you recognized the correlative conjunctions here? Good. Whether and or. Let us do an exercise. I want you to pick out the conjunctions in the following sentences. Open up your workbooks to this exercise on conjunctions and underline the conjunctions in these sentences. I will read out these sentences to you one by one. Would you like to have tea or coffee? Would you like to have tea or coffee? Let me do this one for you. The conjunction here is or. And you know which category of conjunctions does it belong to? I am sure you all know that. It is coordinating conjunctions. Good. Do the rest yourself and then I shall tell you the solutions. If you revise your test paper, you will get better marks. If you revise your test paper, you will get better marks. Next sentence. Rama agreed to help Sugriv when he heard his story. Rama agreed to help Sugriv when he heard his story. I'm sure you're getting it all right, and I'm sure you can pick out all the conjunctions from here. Let's go on to the next sentence. She speaks fluently but makes a lot of mistakes. She speaks fluently but makes a lot of mistakes. Next sentence. Everyone likes him because he is very helpful. Everyone likes him because he is very helpful. The match will not begin until the referee blows the whistle. The match will not begin until the referee blows the whistle. He could not pass though he tried very hard. He could not pass though he tried very hard. If you go out in the rain, you may fall ill. If you go out in the rain, you may fall ill. She said that she would get late. She said that she would get late. Kalpana Chawla was very brilliant and very ambitious. Kalpana Chawla was very brilliant and very ambitious. Come on, hurry up and finish your exercise so that we can get on to solutions and you can see for yourself where you're right and wrong. It's time now for telling you the solutions. The first sentence was, would you like to have tea or coffee? And I told you or was a coordinating conjunction. Next example was, if you revise for your test paper, you will get better marks. And the conjunction here was if. Rama agreed to help Sugriv when he heard his story. The conjunction here was when. She speaks fluently but makes a lot of mistakes. She speaks fluently but makes a lot of mistakes. The conjunction here is but. Everyone likes him because he is very helpful. Everyone likes him because he is very helpful. So here the conjunction was because. The match will not begin until the referee blows the whistle. The answer was until. He could not pass though he tried very hard. And the conjunction here was though. If you go out in the rain, you may fall ill. And the conjunction here is if. She said that she would get late. She said that she would get late. That is the conjunction in the sentence. Kalpana Chawla was very brilliant and very ambitious. The conjunction here is and. Well, I'm sure each one of you have got it all right. Good. I'm glad you've understood every bit of these conjunctions. Well, if you have, why don't we do another exercise? This one's a little tricky. I want you to join one sentence to another. The two sentences are, our family is very fond of ice cream. We bought an ice cream maker last week. Our family is very fond of ice cream is first sentence. We bought an ice cream maker last week. How would I join these two sentences together? What conjunction would I use? I will read out three options for you and you pick out the right one. The sentence could be, our family is very fond of ice cream and we bought an ice cream maker last week. Next option, our family is very fond of ice cream but we bought an ice cream maker last week. Third option, our family is very fond of ice cream, so we bought an ice cream maker last week. Have you picked out the correct sentence and the conjunction? Good. Let me tell you. Our family is very fond of ice cream, so we bought an ice cream maker last week was the correct choice. How many of you have got it correct? Good. Let us do another sentence so that you're clear about it. Balraj loves Assam fish. Second sentence, he is also fond of parantha. Balraj loves Assam fish. Second sentence, he is also fond of parantha. How would we join these two sentences together with a conjunction? Let me give you three options and tick on the correct option that you have in your workbook. Balraj loves Assam fish and he is also fond of parantha. Balraj loves Assam fish and he is also fond of parantha. Next option, Balraj loves Assam fish but he is also fond of parantha. Balraj loves Assam fish but he is also fond of parantha. Third option, Balraj loves Assam fish, so he is also fond of parantha. Balraj loves Assam fish, so he is also fond of parantha. Have you got the answer right? And have you ticked in your workbook? Good. The answer to this sentence was, Balraj loves Assam fish and is also fond of parantha. Balraj loves fish and is also fond of paranthas. I am sure all of you have got it right. These sentences are a little tricky for you, but I am sure you are understanding what we are trying to tell you. The usage of the right conjunction to join two sentences. The next two sentences are, Ravi wanted a bicycle for Christmas. His father said he could not afford to buy one for him. First sentence, Ravi wanted a bicycle for Christmas. Second sentence, his father said he could not afford to buy one for him. And your options are, Ravi wanted a bicycle for Christmas and his father said he could not afford to buy one for him. Second option, Ravi wanted a bicycle for Christmas but his father said he could not afford to buy one for him. Next option, Ravi wanted a bicycle for Christmas, so his father said he could not afford to buy one for him. So tell me which one is the correct option, and, but or so. I am sure each one of you have got it right. The answer to this was, Ravi wanted a bicycle for Christmas but his father said he could not afford to buy one for him. Let's do one more sentence. Please, and I'm sure you'll know this answer. My brother washed the dishes. My brother washed the dishes. And the second sentence is, he cleared the table. He cleared the table. Your options are, my brother washed the dishes and he cleared the table. Second option, my brother washed the dishes but he cleared the table. Third option, my brother washed the dishes so he cleared the table. Tell me what is correct, and, but or so? I'm sure each one of you know it by now. The answer was, my brother washed the dishes and cleared the table. Is it becoming too much? I'm sure not, and I'm sure you're liking to tick on the correct option. Let us do one more sentence. Ashok Kumar has failed his driving test 13 times. Ashok Kumar has failed his driving test 13 times. Second sentence is, he will not give up. He will not give up. Your options are, Ashok Kumar has failed his driving test 13 times and he will not give up. Ashok Kumar has failed his driving test 13 times and he will not give up. Next option, Ashok Kumar has failed his driving test 13 times but he will not give up. Third option, Ashok Kumar has failed his driving test 13 times, so he will not give up. Tell me again, what is correct? And, but or so? And the answer is, Ashok Kumar has failed his driving test 13 times, but he will not give up. Good. I'm sure each one of you have got it right. One more sentence. I do not believe in ghosts. I am afraid to go to a graveyard on my own. I do not believe in ghosts. I am afraid to go to a graveyard on my own. What are the options here? First option, I do not believe in ghosts and I am afraid to go to a graveyard on my own. I do not believe in ghosts, but I am afraid to go to a graveyard on my own. Third option, I do not believe in ghosts, so I am afraid to go to the graveyard on my own. So what is the answer? Yes, that's right. I do not believe in ghosts, but I am afraid to go to a graveyard on my own. Here's a very interesting exercise for you all. This time we have to choose the wrong way of joining these two sentences. We have been given 3 options and these options are in your workbook. You have to tick on the wrong one and the other 2 are correct. Let me read out the 2 sentences to you. The students did all their English exercises. The students did all their English exercises. Their English improved. Their English improved. Find the wrong way of joining these 2 sentences. I'm sure you've picked up already. The students did all their exercises, but their English improved is incorrect. Good. The other 2 options are correct. The students did all their exercises and their English improved. it is also correct to say the students did all their English exercises, so their English improved. Here's another one where you have to pick out the wrong way of joining sentences. Ritu ate too many curry puffs. Ritu ate too many curry puffs. She could not eat her dinner. She could not eat her dinner. Which one is the wrong option? Good. I'm sure you've all got it correct. Ritu ate too many curry puffs, but she could not eat her dinner. That is a wrong option of joining two sentences. The other two options were correct. Ritu ate too many curry puffs and she could not eat her dinner is correct. Another option which is correct is Ritu ate too many curry puffs, so she could not eat her dinner. Here's another sentence where you need to pick out the wrong option of joining two sentences. We had forgotten to take our umbrellas. We had forgotten to take our umbrellas. Second sentence. We were soaked walking home in the rain. We were soaked walking home in the rain. Which of the three options is wrong? Good. We had forgotten to take our umbrellas, but we were soaked walking home in the rain is incorrect. The other two options were correct. Now it's time for a little home assignment. I want you all to go home and finish your assignment given in your workbook and hand it over to your facilitator tomorrow morning. I hope you've had fun choosing the right and the wrong options in today's session. Before we leave, let us do a quick recap of what we have learned today. We did absolutely correct conjunctions. And what are conjunctions? A conjunction is a joining word which joins words, group of words and sentences together. What were the types of conjunctions we did? Good. We did coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions and correlative conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions. We learnt about common coordinating conjunctions which were and, but and or. We understood the usage of and. There were some other conjunctions we spoke about which were nor, yet, for, so, than. And we also learnt about subordinating conjunctions, which are clauses to join one to another which depend on it for its full meaning. A clause which joins a clause to another on which it depends for its full meaning. And these were after, if only, in order that, unless, until, so that and so on. All subordinating conjunctions that I am reading out to you are in your workbook. Then we did correlative conjunctions which combine with other words to form what are called correlative conjunctions. They always travel in pairs. For example, both and, not only, but also, either or, whether or, neither nor and so on. And of course, I am sure each one of you has done your exercise with me in your workbooks. Well done is what I would say. You have done well today and I wish you well forever. With this, I close this session and I hope you've had fun today. Goodbye and take care.